Inside this box is what I believe to be the rarest Inazuma 11 figure ever made, and we are going to build it from scratch in this video. So let's take a look inside the box. Now, to give a sense of scale, this is me at the moment. This box is huge, but it's not all entirely made up of Inazuma 11 merchandise. Rather, I just made a previous video unboxing some Blue Lock figures that I've just ordered from Japan, and at the same time as ordering all of those Blue Lock figures, I have got some Inazuma 11 goodies to unbox in this video. So this is the box individually within the box that will contain the rarest item which I've been chasing after for years. But just before we get to that, I have a couple of smaller items to take us away. We've got this box and these two paper sleeves, just to talk about what we're doing and why before we have a look at the main event. So first, let's go inside of this box to see what we've acquired from an Inazuma 11 Japanese store. So out of the box it comes, we can see in the bubble wrap. You may recognize this kind of packaging if you've seen videos I've made of Inazuma 11 unboxings in the past, and that's because they're all over there. In the back, if I tilt up just a little bit, we have Arion Sherwind, Victor Blade, Riccardo. They're kind of hiding, but Mark, Nathan and Gabby, and that is a complete set, with the exception of the fact there's actually two Nathan Swift designs. We've got blue for Inazuma Japan in the back, and also during the selection process he very temporarily wore this white uniform, and this is the rarest of the 6 figures, well 7 now figures I think I would say, and this isn't even the rare figure that I'm building up to in this video, but it is something that I wanted to order at the same time while I was already getting some Inazuma goodies from Japan. So here he is out of the box in the white kit with number 2 on the back. It is the exact same figure as this one, which I'll reach over and grab. These are the same figure. There is no difference other than the colour of the kit that they are wearing, but man, that's a heck of an image. Doubling up on the Nathans. One's a little dustier than the new one. Oops, I haven't kept good enough care. We've got a stand for him to go on as well. There you go. So now I truly have every figure in this Inazuma 11 range, including both of the different variations of Nathan, just for the sake of being complete. But as we open up these paper sleeves, I'll quickly answer the question of where did these come from, and if you've watched any previous merchandise unboxing on this channel before related to Inazuma 11, you will know that this entire box, including the Blue Lock stuff over there and the Inazuma stuff we're looking at right now, comes from Buyee, which allows you to go on any Japanese merchandise store like Mercari or Rakuten, more famous ones like Amazon and Yahoo. You can order things from Japan. It doesn't even have to be Inazuma 11. These are just a gift that I got for my housemates, bullet train chopsticks, because one of the guys I live with is very much a train enthusiast and a big fan of eating Asian food with chopsticks, so why not just get him a little gift while I was already buying things from Japan, because the advantage is you can buy products from Japan from all kinds of different retailers, different items and prices. You send them directly to Buyee's warehouse, and then they can send them out to you in one box with much cheaper shipping, especially now that the consolidation fee for bundling all of your packages into one item has now been removed. It used to have a small charge, and now it has absolutely none. You buy as many items as you want to the Buyee warehouse, and then they will put them into a bigger box for you for free and send them out with their newly revised shipping prices. And honestly, it is miles cheaper to actually buy the things from Japanese shops and send them across than it is to just get them on eBay with some of the ridiculous prices you'll see over there. So our last item before we get to the really rare stuff, we have some Inazuma 11 licenses of a different variety. This is a sealed pack that's kind of two-sided. I think that because this is a set that's designed to be coherent as one massive image, there's Percival Travis, this might... yeah, there's the image of it. So this is designed for Inazuma 11 AC Dream Battle and Inazuma 11 AC All-Stars, which is, as you can tell, an arcade cabinet that allows you to play as different Inazuma 11 characters in the arcade just by scanning in their 11 license. So this is sold as one set. It's got a very rare looking... well, actually that's an image of Kira Hiroto within a packet. And then all of these are open. Do I actually want to open this and look inside that? It seems pretty obvious that inside the Kira Hiroto package will be a Kira Hiroto card. But I think I kind of want to just keep this as a complete package, to be honest, because that's a really nice way to see all the characters at once, including, finally, I have merchandise of Aurelia Dingle, one of my favourite characters, and the Orion specific version of Dave Quagmire. Really, really am a big fan. So inside the bubble wrap, we have not one, but 3 Inazuma 11 GO Galaxy figures. Now these will look a lot smaller than what we're used to. Boxes are fairly similar size, but it's definitely shorter. But that is not to say that the figures are going to be tiny. It just means that we need to build them. Because here I've taken out Riccardo di Rigo, Shindou Takuto, and inside the box itself, you definitely can't see a Riccardo right now. You can maybe see his head. Is that his head? We even have stickers for his eyes and part of his kit. This is basically what we call a resin kit, and I think that's partly what makes this figure so rare. I've seen pictures of these fully assembled items, like here's Arion Sherwind in his Go Galaxy kit on top of a lightning bolt. Can I see the lightning bolt? Yeah, that's the bolt down there, I believe. I absolutely adore all of those figures, and to get them in the Go Galaxy style would be incredible. It just has the two, you could call them downsides. It depends how much of a model maker you are and how much you enjoy that process. But yes, one step is that you actually need to build these based on the parts inside the box. And 2 is just that they're incredibly rare. I've tried not just Buyee, not just all the individual shops within Buyee, I've looked all over eBay, Amazon, even Twitter, just to find pictures of people owning these things, and all I could ever find was an image, well, the key image that you see on these boxes, specifically on the retailer. Chagumin is who makes these figures. You can find these images on the internet, but I was never even able to find a complete picture of how they were sold. I've never seen one fully built in real life, just this single image of all 3. But we are going to change that today because I found them on Buyee. Tell you what, they were not cheap, so thank you so much to Buyee for sponsoring this video and covering these for me. Otherwise, I simply would not have been able to get them. This is going to take a fair degree of building, so we're going to focus on Riccardo because I feel his pose is the most different of the 3. So hopefully I can slot in some images later of a fully built Arion and Victor, but I don't know how much effort this is going to take, but I'm expecting it might be a lot. So this will probably go back and forth between montages and step by step, because this is definitely not so much intended to be a guide on how to build these and more just proving that they exist and that they can be built, because much as I want to tell you, go on Buyee and get some of these figures for yourself, realistically, you won't find them. I've been looking on that site over and over again, and this is the first time I've ever seen them available, and as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to snap it up, because I really am trying not to exaggerate when I say that this is the rarest Inazuma 11 figure that I am aware of. I literally couldn't even find images to prove that it existed other than those of the retailer. And it's like, at that point, if it's a retailer's image, is it just like a pre-order for something that never even came out? But no, it definitely did, and Riccardo's head is split in half there. because it needs to actually wrap around his face. So this for now, let me get that out. This is just hair. So we'll fit that around his head a little bit later. I love the base. You know, those ones over there, well, I should use Nathan as an example. These hexagons are good for making an arrangement of the figures standing next to each other, but this is more uniquely Inazuma 11, and I can't wait to build this on top of it. So we've got a leaflet here with the instructions I'm going to have to follow down to the letter. There's a bit about Chagumin in general and how to build their figures, including, you know, you are allowed to snap these things off. That is intended. I obviously cannot read Japanese. I cannot even use the Translate app on my phone because it is currently recording this video, but these are all of the pieces that make up the Riccardo figure, the Shindou figure. And eventually it will look like this. But I'm not so good at model making. Hey, I've never seen this official art before. That has to be real and official. That is Riccardo di Rigo in Inazuma 11 GO Galaxy specifically. Get that scanned, put that on the wiki, because that is real. Here we have all of the instructions, and again, it'll look like that on the back, but are you going to make me draw this with pen? Oh no, don't make me draw on it. Sorry, not even draw. Don't make me paint on it. The main thing I wanted to check before actually committing to buying these things was just making sure it wasn't going to be like uncoloured and I was going to have to paint the whole thing myself, because it was called a paint resin kit, I believe. And if I had to colour in his, you know, his hair colour, Arion's brown blondie mop, then I was never going to be able to do it. But at least the pieces themselves have colour on them. So I am just going to get started. Would you believe me if I said that this is Riccardo from Inazuma 11? What happened to Shindou, bro? He's gone. We do have the stickers to decorate his face a bit more, but I can kind of... Oh, there's a bit stuck to the top of it. I'm not sure if that's meant to be there. Oh, yeah, no, it is. So let's get focused. This looks horrifying at the minute, but it will make sense once we've got the front of his head on. Let's get that attached actually on screen, please. I need to take this apart and put the stickers back onto it. Alright, actually first, we're going to make it a bit less horrifying. Let's do the stickers now so we don't have to look at this dude. There's a spare for every eye, the emblem on the kit, and the number for the back of it. So if I apply this wrong, I can get a second try. If I mess up again after that, it's over. So let's make sure to get this absolutely right, including the eyebrow, which I think is a separate sticker. Right, so lesson learned. Just peeling away at the sticker will not work. I have checked the instructions, and you in fact want to use a whole Stanley knife just for the precision of this. And again, these are rare and expensive, so I'll do everything it says to make sure this is correct. I will go and get a Stanley knife. Right, so having read the instructions now, spoilers for anyone who already knew this because they've made resin kits before, these aren't stickers. These are decals which, according to the instructions, you must first cut out. I've left some blue in the back. I think I was meant to cut the eyebrow out with it, but we have spares for a reason, except I've kind of cut out the wrong one. But you know what? Maybe those two figures will go better, but what I'm told by the instructions is that you actually need to soak them in a tiny amount of water for 5 to 10 seconds, and then the not quite sticker should peel right off. So this is my test. I'm not going to worry too much about how well this is filmed. I'm going to focus instead on trying to get this done correctly. So that's in water right now for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then we will fish it back out. Riccardo's eye is running away from me, and now hopefully it will just slide right off? Question mark. Maybe I just need to dump the whole thing in water. The instructions showed it being cut out. So yep, this is an eye. This is an eye. We've slid that off, and it's on the back of my thumb. If I leave it there too long, it will set. So I need to. I've torn through it. No, no, it's in pieces. Oh, you're meant to pick it up with the stencil or the knife, not with your finger. That's why it's now stuck to my thumb instead of Riccardo's face, and I'm literally trying to use a knife to get it off. Don't try this at home. Alright, that eye is gone. We have one try left, and we have already damaged it. But you know what? We'll give it a go. I'm gonna gamble this. Eye and eyebrow at the same time, going in the water, and then I will prod it out. This feels so wrong. This is the last eye already. On the end of the knife is another eye. This time I'm going to try and douse it and just lift it back out without ever letting go. Alright, if I'm not showing you the eye itself, the other eye on Riccardo, there is a reason for that. If I just lay it on top, that looks kind of convincing, other than the blue background, but it must be slid. Oh, I've given him a teardrop, he's crying. Oh, a complete eye on my thumb. It's not focusing, don't care. Straight on. It's definitely not at the right angle. And his other eye is in bits. And I won't be painting over the mouth, but you know what? This is a Tale of the Toaster anime figure building set. I could technically give him two right eyes if I really want to fix it up that much, but for now, one-eyed Riccardo can come somewhat together. So that's the back of his head. I'm pretty sure that bit needs to be snapped off, but I'm going to read the instructions just to check before. You know, I think that's to stop it from getting stuck together in packaging. I don't know. That bit is what connects it to the back of the head, and then so does that. But this, I think, is unneeded. It's recording time. He's stuck to the back of his hair, and now on the front of it goes his fringe. Push that in as tight as it can go. I haven't done his eyebrows. I don't think he's gonna have eyebrows, to be honest. I'm not that level of competent. I'd only give him a even cheesier grin than he's already got going on. It's just a little bit tight to crush in. There we go. So his eye is a mess, and he's got a bit of a crack in his head, but it's attached. We have, without eyebrows or drawing or any sort of artistic excellence on one of the two eyes, well, on both, to be honest, because the other's still lopsided. But you know what? We have Riccardo's head, and that, you know, now that you see the heads side by side, you can see that these are maybe going to fit in. But let's be honest, he'd be feeling more like that at the moment. Well, actually, he's got more of a smile going on, but are we nearly there? It is time now to start building his body. You can see the shorts down here. There's a blank football, which is definitely not getting painted. Trainers are also blank, but the shirt is kind of in two halves, so that's the start of the shirt, and then it will connect with some blue pieces to form the actual colours of the Go Galaxy kit. So I'm just going to get these all spilled out real fast. So what you see now is every individual part of Riccardo's body laid out and a football, and I'm going to try my best to follow this order. We started with the head with some success. He then basically needs to go into his collar, then his real collar, then the shirt, arms go into that, things attached to the side of the shirt to give them the different colour, then onto the shorts and the rest. So first we identify his collar, which, so I think these are for the legs, and then these will be his collar. One will be, it will have a name somewhere. We're committing to this piece is going to be his collar, so that should just snap off, but it feels so wrong. It's meant to snap off, we promise. There we go. So we'll stick that to the bottom of his head. I've torn him apart! Onto there. You ever think it's weird how the Go Galaxy uniform basically makes you wear a turtleneck? Because it can't be. It does feel inhibitive to playing football. But then this is the next part. Am I meant to be gluing or something here? Don't know, but that's just needs a bit of tearing apart and then it will fit. Okay, keeping this all squashed together with my hands at the moment. We've already lost the eyes entirely, but we must press on and click into the... No, it won't click if it's still got... Right. How does that slot in then? From the front. In you go. Yeah, it's turning blue. We're getting the Go Galaxy kit. Hold on, let's attach these as well, and then it will seem, all in all, relatively complete. Snap and snap. That can be binned. We have two pieces to go in. That says R on it for right. No, it's going in the left instead. You know what? That's fine. If it fits, it sits. Whatever the catchphrase is. Alright, we're in. It'll have a lightning bolt sticker to fall off it as well at some point, but Riccardo with his collar can now stick into his shirt, and ignoring the lack of eyes, you know, it's getting there. We can put his hands in as well. I never knew there'd be so much cutting things off. There we go, that's one arm in. And then this one I have to be careful not to cut too far. There's the hole it's going to go in. And here's the arm, which part of the nub we want to keep, but not all. We'll leave, because if I just jam it in like that, it's not going to stick. So I'm bravely on screen cutting this away, and if it costs me the whole thing, then oops. Kablamo! There you go. Possible mistake cam on screen, but into the arm slot it goes, doing his little musical pose. I think I need to cut more off to get it to stick. He's in. He intends to music, and he can do that using his head. So now we kind of have half a Riccardo. He's not really staying together on his own merits at the moment. Probably will take some gluing. I do have some super glue downstairs, but let's save that for the very end, shall we? Do you know what? Time for the easiest bit yet. Body, shorts, kaboom! Now we have like a third of an Inazuma 11 figure. Wait, no, I've put it on backwards. I've given him cheeks. Oops. Wait. Yes, no, I've given him front-facing cheeks. There. Now we have. It actually sticks a little less well. from that way around, but yes, that definitely is the intended way around. So he can have his head back later. For now, it actually stands up-ish. So onto the legs. Once again, I have to snap pretty much as far as possible to get these. Oh, so that's the snapping point. That's why it's got that ridge pattern to it. Of course, it's all unfocused anyway, but again, so legs, you see the spiral on top is the snapping point, and we only need the tower underneath it for it to snap into those shorts. So gonna need a proper vacuum cleaning later. There are cats in this household who so in it goes, and another one, and then he'll be able to play some football. You know, is the other one in the wrong way around? Yes it was. Or are they both now the wrong way around? Possibly also yes. It's basically in order. For the legs, it's shorts, then upper legs, then these little collars to be the top of the socks, then we've got the rest of his socks, and then finally there's some shoes at the bottom. So I think the strategy will be to build these separately outside of the shorts. So here's a fascinating trick. There is a slight corner cut off in the collar, which shows me, when I was doing it before, that's a square head and this is a slightly angled one, which means I actually need to connect it this way around in particular. They do that quite carefully to make sure I know I'm not putting his leg in the wrong way up. And ignoring the shoes, with a click into place, we have legs. At the very least, these three pieces should stay connected, and I think I put them the right way around. Like, I just kind of guessed with which one's left and which one's right. But let's put them back into the body and see what looks natural, especially with the trainers on the way. Teensy bit haphazard, and it is going to have to come back out anyway because I've got to snap these things off or use it to attach the shoes, which I will do outside of the body. But I think if we compare to the main image, have I got that the right way around? Honestly, I don't know, but as long as he stands up, that's all that really matters. Which means we have shoes. I've got no idea what we're supposed to do in terms of decals for these. It is painted on the image over there, but I don't seem to have the required stickers to actually make that a reality. So if he wants plain white shoes, he can have plain white shoes. Again, I'm just gonna guess. So this is the right shoe. Is it? Yep, no, it's written upside down. It says right on it. And this thing, still with one of the tabs that I haven't snapped off, doesn't actually say, so I'm just gonna guess. Do you want to go in? Let's try both a little bit, see what feels more natural. So that is a leg that he uses to play football. It's meant to have colours on the trainers, but don't worry about it. The other leg, I've pulled him apart. This one's a lot more firmly lodged into Riccardo's main body, so I'm going to try and attach that from here. That's going to be hard. Look at the focus. That's meant to be a square. Well, we'll just try and lodge it in any which way, basically. There's the gap. There's actually one extra detail. There's a tab in front of the shoe for these little collars. I was really hoping they were also going to be blue so that I could have a teensy bit of colour variety without doing the painting, but let's just pick one for it to go on. I guess the only reason they are separate pieces is so that you do actually, on your own accord, paint that one blue, and then it's more Go Galaxy, because if I just fetch the source image, it's mostly white trainers, just meant to be blue on the tongue of the shoe, but you don't get that with Tale of the Toaster production quality. It's going back in his leg like this before the video reaches an hour long. So an additional thing I've noticed, he's actually meant to be tiptoeing. He stands up right like that, but he's not just going to stand on his shoes. He wants to naturally rest like this. And the point of these yellow tabs, partly to get it on the frame, but essentially this is like a little amiibo stand. So once the legs are attached back to the body, he needs to have this as a brace to hold him on. There goes the collar of the shoe. A few more left and right swaps, and finally, after much unneeded guesswork, we have a knee facing forward, a sock facing forward, a shoe facing forward with the tongue bit fallen off, and then all the matching stuff on the left. I'll ram that in as tight as it can go, which isn't overwhelmingly tight because again they're expecting you to glue it, which I'll do later, but there he is in some form, stood up. And if I don't think I'm meant to keep this attached, but these blocks will help give him stability once I stick him back on his self. Well, before gluing, this counts as the grand assembly, just to make sure everything is correct. It will not stay firm unless glued, but knowing how many errors I've made through my own guesswork, we want to check. So these are just standalone yellow pieces to retain his posture as he pops onto the yellow stand, coloured to match, of course. He's got a football coming his general direction. You know, that even that's good. Ah! Okay, I'm going to settle for doing it in the air because this stand doesn't actually have anything for the foot holders to attach to. It just kind of sits on there once you've got it balanced. So for now, for the first time, with the exception of the eyes, I present to you, as his head slightly falls apart, a novice's guide to doing a resin kit. And that is wait, please, for the demonstration. It is Riccardo di Rigo from Inazuma 11. It's Shindou Takuto on the stand. Just use your imagination for now, and I'll go and get some glue and we'll see how much worse I can... well, I say how much worse. At the end of the day, this is really cool. Like, you could tell if somebody was doing this properly with the right tools and the right skill sets. This would look magnificent. If it looked like that on the artwork, then, you know, that would be the best Inazuma 11 figure ever made, I think. So let me see what I can do with some glue to get it stuck together. But this will stick. We have now, in fact, got some real super glue. Super glue is going down into the left leg. Place this into it. That is already starting to hold. There's going to be a lot more of that to do, but if I hold it down... Yes, we have progress. Instant effect. This super glue is made of stern stuff. Well, the part that I actually glued does anyway. You know what? I think super glue might be the best invention known to man. This is sticky. If I shake it, the feet will come off. No, they're not doing yet. I mean, they will eventually, but super glue takes effect so fast. Now I feel kind of confident that I can strap this to it and it should stick thanks to super glue as well. But that's like a heavy lean forwards. Is that really the angle? Like, I could try that as well, but it doesn't fit anywhere quite so neatly. Or I guess, yeah, is that just for the back of the feet? I'll check the instructions on that, but we'll do that at the end. For now, I have more to super glue. Major part of the gluing coming up now. We have the body itself getting secured for good. Still only need a drop, but in he goes. That is the right way around. That one might need a little longer to stick, possibly a lot longer. I think I'll just hang him upside down for a little bit, because we've also, if we really want to attempt it, where's the stickers gone? Over here. He's still got his number 9 to go on as well. That's the biggest sticker, so it feels the hardest to mess up, but maybe at the very end. The glue has set. I could give that a pull. I'm not going to pull it too far, but I'm pulling it with relative force and it is not coming apart. So let's get the arms in next. One. Do this one at a time before the glue dries on its own. Did I put that in at the right angle? Yes, I did. It's pointing slightly towards us. And that stayed in relatively well anyway, so we'll move to arm number 2. I guess this one was probably meant to be arm number 1. He's pointing kind of slightly in front of us. And it's almost a Riccardo again. If only I could glue the eyes on. You know what, that is a point though, because when I do glue these various headpieces together, it won't come apart ever again. If I glue it now, I'm kind of committing to never having eye stickers on it, and I feel like that's a fairly essential part of Riccardo's face, to have his eyes on. Let me see what I can do in terms of finding them on the floor and maybe gluing them back on as best I can, because before the head goes on, we need the head to be in what will be its final state. So I'm going to attempt glue on this eye. I also want to super glue it, but that runs the risk of getting super glue on my fingers, which on a YouTube channel, I'm very much obliged to say, don't. So, having found the eye, I think my plan is to first deassemble his head again. I want to like put glue on the eye socket and then slide the eye onto it using the knife. So therefore I'm not at any point touching glue. But I'm going to attempt it now. Mission failed. All I succeeded in doing was destroying the eye using the glue and getting glue onto Riccardo's face. There were instructions about this. The instructions were to soak the eye and then it should naturally stick itself to the thing. It probably would have done if I was a little more talented at this, but I think this is basically me saying we're not gonna have eye. I can have one if I just say I'm not even gonna do the water aspect and just, well, I'll try it once. Surely no one will notice if I were to just stick it on with the background, right? I wish I had another eye to go with it. It's kind of worse to have one eye and not the other, but we'll say that he's winking. Yeah, that's it. Do I have any substitute eyes anywhere? I could maybe cut one off the packaging, you know. That's paper. I can apply paper. Right? Do I actually do that? I don't want to destroy the packaging because this is extremely rare. But it's the only Riccardo eye I've got left. Never mind, let's just turn him backwards. Pretend his eyes don't exist. I want the head assembled. And I'm not carving up the packaging to do it because they wouldn't quite be the right size anyway. So he can at least have the back of his head without complication, because that doesn't stop me from applying eyes to him. His collar's kind of falling off a bit, but we'll do that after. Oh, there goes his other eye. Right, he's going to have no eyes. His head is still not attaching. That's... So this is the hardest part when it comes to the gluing. I've got his collar on firmly. I guess as long as everything else is glued fairly sternly, then it should be alright. So this is going to upset a lot of people. Putting the front of his hair on without any eyes, I've met my artistic limit. That feels like way too much glue. Surely it's just going to be buried in there, but whatever. On it goes. Squash it. It's not even going together. There we go. Snap. And now we just hope that it holds as we put head to neck. And then he will be done. The glue is in. The head is in. You can see the glue actually, I put so much in that it's flooding out of the head again. But you know what, whatever makes it stick, we can draw him some eyeballs on or something if we want him to look less cursed. But I let go, and Riccardo, Shindou Takuto, has been built. We have the emblem and the numbers for his shirt. I can maybe... I guess if I ever want to try Arion and Riccardo and actually get their eyes correct, using a big number 9 like this, actually getting it to stick is good practice. So I will attempt to put the 9 on. One more time. Into the water. We soak the 9 for less than 9 seconds. Full submerge there. Back out. And then it should just kind of peel away until I can maybe stick it onto here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. My first bit of success. The 9. The 9 is on. Ladies and gentlemen, he's number 9 of the Earth 11. It's Shindou Takuto and he's got no eyes, but you know what? We're getting confident now. Let's get the lightning bolt on. No! No! What was I confident for? It's pulled away. You know what? I can do gluing, I can do snapping, I can follow instructions. I can't do resin. I wish they were just stickers and then I could have them on no problem. But that's really the only problem with the resin kit, other than the fact they asked me to build it from scratch in the first place. I had a serious think about whether or not to even attach these to try and get it on the stand, or if I should just leave him as a freestanding thing that I can carry around. But no, I think I do want to commit to the stand. So glue, go on the back of his foot like this, get it nice and secure. He's got both of his additional boots on. It's going to kind of upset me a bit gluing him to this stand, because this is a really nice stand and it's one of the few things left that doesn't have glue on it. But for the complete effect, he does need to be on there. Let's do it. Okay, watch. Both feet at once. Glue on there. Glue on there. Here's the stand. We drop into place. And now we press until he never wishes to move again, and then he can go with the other figures that actually have eyes and he can stand on his own without falling apart. Gonna leave that for a second. I'm gonna try and pick him up and see if the stand comes with him. Ho ho ho! Well, it ain't perfect, but one of the rarest Inazuma 11 figures of all time fell into my lap. Half a 9 is surviving. Just at least I've got another one just overlay, you know. Shindou Takuto from Go Galaxy is here. There he is in Go, and there he is in Galaxy. They are really different in size, actually, and I was not expecting the Go Galaxy one to be the one that was bigger, but I love the pose on this. I love the Go Galaxy costume. The stand is amazing. Everything about this looks so good, other than my own handiwork on it. But for a first attempt, it could have gone worse. Yes, he's got no eyes, but other than that, it is what it's meant to look like. But wait, there is in fact more, because I figured I've already made a mess in the room that I've got to clean up, and I don't think this exactly has 3 full videos in it, so I just decided to carry on my own and see if I could do any better on a second attempt. The answer's not really, but you know what? Arion Sherwind is also built, except for the base. Matsukaze Tenma and his eyes are obviously missing. I actually managed to get one eye to apply to his face. I've still got a spare pair here that I didn't even attempt. You can just imagine that those are on there right now. I managed to get the lightning bolt on his shirt successfully, and it fell off. I managed to slide the 8 so far, and then it just started crumbling apart. So I've just come to accept that I can't do vinyl resin. And if they were just stickers, these would be perfect. I know that these are being sold to people more artistically capable than myself, and I'm sure it's my fault that I can't do resin. I even did it properly this time with, you know, you apply it to the surface and then you cotton bud it to dry it off so that it hopefully dries onto the surface. But I guess it dried too much because it just fell off. But Arion took a lot of figuring out with the legs, because his legs and arms intersect a lot, and like all the socks are different panels to the thigh and the upper leg. I don't know the name of body part, but even this part, because of the captain's armband, this part of the sleeve is a separate piece, and so you had to do like the arm, then the blue bit, then the captain's armband, then the extra collar, then the arm. So that took a lot of trial and error to figure out. But here with Riccardo, pretty nice, apart from the lack of the eyes. Again, I will put the stand on in a bit, and then it will stand up a fair bit more. If I get Arion for comparison, here we go. So this is again a little bit taller, especially when you consider he's leaning forward. You know, I could stand him up like that, and he's got a bit of an edge. Once again, this Arion's very dusty. I should have seen that through. That's how his eyes are meant to be, but this one's got an open mouth, which again, it expects that you paint. But again, like, this is cool. This would be even cooler, I would say, with the stand and the eyes attached. It's more dynamic, it's Go Galaxy, and I think this looks fantastic. Just, if somebody wants to make me some custom stickers that I can stick onto my models, I'd be very pleased. And lastly, we have Victor Blade, Tsurugi Kyousuke, perhaps the most alien-like of them all, without eyes, because he's already got alien eyes going on. Quite a lot of glue overload there, don't mind that too much. The posing on this one is perhaps the most unique one yet. It's like, I haven't bothered attaching the stand, and I don't think I will, because Arion, just no matter what I did, wouldn't stick to his. He was too heavy. Like, Riccardo has both feet on the ground. Arion only has one and he's leaning forward. Victor also only has 1 foot, but it's meant to be... how do I demonstrate? So like this, and it feels like he's facing the wrong way, but then his eyes, if I had attached them, are actually facing towards the screen. Demonstration from the instruction book. There you go. So you're only meant to be able to see one of his eyes at a time, and it's facing towards you, and then you can see in the stickers they're kind of, you know, maybe I have gone a bit extreme. Maybe the head could be on the wrong way round. I won't entirely rule out the possibility that I have in fact put the head on wrong. It's glued now, so oh, you know what, you could tell I've been doing this for hours, but he's given us a point. See, Victor, it's telling you to subscribe and check out all the websites that made it possible for us to have these figures. So my hands are kind of covered in glue, so I'll do some proper posing with all three of them a little bit later. But we got eyeless Riccardo, we got eyeless Victor, and then Arion is just kind of over there. I can't hold three. Oh, we'll try. Lads, Inazuma Eleven GO Galaxy. How cool they are. They're huge. The stands look amazing as long as you can attach them. The heads look amazing as long as you could attach the stickers to them and put them on right. But that, I've been recording for hours, so let's just call it there, and we'll see what I'm gonna do with pressing this down. But above all, I have had an entire evening of entertainment. I have learned how to be an artist on the spot. I'm glued to the max, but we still have some more unique art that I feel like has never even been on the internet before. There's Victor's. Here is Arion's. Come on, here we go. He's proud of his captaincy. Riccardo di Rigo. Hooray! So I now have every Inazuma 11 figure that's more than like 2 centimeters tall in existence. Look, we of course have the Victor side by side as well. The hair looks pretty, well, it's a lot more stylized on the Galaxy version. To be honest, I can't really get that to focus properly, but a lot more detail went into that, and on the front it looks excellent. The dangly bits are meant to be swaying with the wind so that he's facing towards the right, and I didn't even bother trying to put the back number on, but yeah, you know what, I think these are excellent, and in the right hand they're some of the best pieces of Inazuma merchandise ever created. But I'm gonna go, hope you enjoyed, bye for now.